What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Dirty Shore Underground. Tonight's special weekly podcast. For those of you who don't know, back with us is Russell.
The love muscle.
Hi.
Is that your hello? That's the best you can do for a hello?
Come on, you were just all hyped.
I know!
Ago. Now
As soon as we click record, the hypeness goes away. You're as bad as Kenny.
You almost called him Corey.
I almost called him Corey, actually, but you're as bad as Kenny.
Who the hell is Corey?
Corey's my co-host on the other podcast that I do.
Ah. The one that does karaoke.
Yes, the one that does karaoke. So do you want to say hello to everybody?
Hi.
Alright, so make sure you...
Oh.
Camera shy.
Make sure you check out DirtyShoreUnderground.com for new episodes.
Oh my god, it smells like Sun Pims.
Make sure you check out DirtyStoryUnderground.com for new episodes of the podcast. New episodes available every Thursday. Bonus episodes every Monday or Tuesday. We hope you've been enjoying our Fear the Walking Dead reviews. They've actually been kicking up to like 100 views on YouTube. It's crazy. But if you are watching Fear the Walking Dead, forget about watching the after show that you're typically watching. Tune in to us right here live on YouTube. YouTube.com/C/DirtyShoreUG-OTA. We're live streaming this and every podcast just like normal. When you get to the live stream, scroll down to the bottom. You can find the live comment section. Your comments will pop up on the right-hand side. It's a way for you to ask questions and to make comments, to be part of the podcast. Just keep in mind, there's about a 40-second delay, so give us some kind of context about what it is you're commenting about. And of course, if you want to stay up to date on all the newest information, make sure you check out at Dirty Shore UG on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. It's the best way to stay up to date on all that information. Reach out to us there. Make sure you like and follow and subscribe. And of course, the podcast is available in audio format. We are recording there, as we always do. It's available on your RSS feeder of choice, whether that's iTunes or Stitcher or Dogcatcher. And no matter where it is that you, where it is that you catch this podcast, make sure that you like there and subscribe there, and make sure that you give us a review and a rating if possible, to let everybody else know how much you like the podcast and share it. So. As you know, the Dirty Shore Underground is a wide-ranging podcast. You can see the flat... It throws me off when you reverse the camera. As you can see with the...
I do it so when I'm wearing like vape shirts and shit.
I know, so it's readable. I get it 100%. Just throws me off and I'm like, dar, dar, dar. And of course, if you're listening to the audio format and you're wondering what it is we're talking about, make sure you go to youtube.com/C/DirtyShoreUG-OTA. So you can check out the actual video. The video, although we live stream, is also available full-time. It'll be posted with a regular post at DirtyShoreUnderground.com every Thursday or Monday or Tuesday. So, as you can see by the flag that's directly above us here, directly above us, we are here talking about local wrestling. Russell, the Love Muscle, is back. He is the champion. What is the technical name for your championship?
The 1CW Indie Roundup Heavyweight Championship.
1CW Indie Roundup Heavyweight Champion is with us. If you remember from back, maybe episode 20, no, probably a little bit before that, probably episode 15. We'll make sure to post it in the show notes, but we actually had Russell on right after he got the belt in a fantastic event that was held in Dover. Milford, whatever, Delaware. Anywhere in Delaware is basically Dover to me, so it doesn't really matter. But we went and watched him.
California just
exactly
nicely.
Right. We went and watched him there, and we've got another event coming up here in Denton on June the 25th. So we want to make sure that we let everybody know what's been going on with you and in your life, and promote that event a little bit. So what's been going on since we last heard from you back in, I guess, November?
I have wrestled in Pennsylvania. I have reffed in North Carolina. I have found out that I will be... I reffed in West Virginia. I actually got into a company out there. I was supposed to have a wrestling match that never came to fruition, and that sort of got me pissed off. But I'm not going to talk about that. That company no longer exists, so I'm not going to talk about them. But the guys out there were really cool, but I just never had my match, which sort of pissed me off. Okay, from now until October, I will be doing something wrestling related every single weekend, except for like 2. This coming weekend, I'm going to be in Pittsburgh. I'm going to be wrestling for Code Red Wrestling. Next weekend, forget the name of the company, but it is. Sorry, it's in Nashville, Tennessee. They can forgive me for this. I mean,
So are you driving to Nashville?
yes, I'm renting a car, picking the two possibly three guys that I'm riding out there with, and we're going out there, helping set up the ring, wrestle, and then
Break down and come back.
break it down, and see the sights of Nashville for the night, and then come back.
Well, and if you want to stay up to date with all the latest developments when it comes to Russ, you can check out his entertainer page to the big time. Available on Facebook. You'll be able to find it in the show notes. He also, I mean, I guess you talk about it on your personal page a lot, but are we directing traffic to your entertainer page? Is that the goal?
Yeah, why the hot pink Speedo?
Well, so let's...
because men will be disgusted and women, well, will be disgusted too, but some of them won't look away. I had two ladies at the last show in Milford where I defended my title for a different company. They started dancing, and like it was really cool because I've never actually had like women actually want to dance with me. But, enough of that. I'm wrestling in Pennsylvania. I will be wrestling in not North Carolina, Nashville, Tennessee. This summer on my birthday, there's going to be a pay-per-view that I'm riding down to either be a part. I'm going down to help out. I'm not sure if it will be with Ring Crew or if it will be with if I will be reffing for the same company in North Carolina. I'm pretty sure that's what I'm going to do in a bar down in Wilmington, North Carolina, which is really cool down there actually. The last show I went to, I got to meet Hacksaw Jim Duggan and Jimmy Matha South, Jimmy Hart, which was like really cool to get there, sit there and talk to him.
Well, so let's go back a little bit. So you want to, we're directing people to the page. Make sure you check out the show notes. You can find links to Russ's entertainment page on Facebook.
And this is actually, today is actually the 2-year anniversary of the first ever wrestling show that I went to, which was ACW. It was the ACW show in Goldsboro, Maryland. I went to that show, met 2 promoters there, and started my wrestling career after that, shortly before my birthday. So my birthday this year will be my 2-year mark of being in the wrestling business. My this Sunday actually marks the 1-year mark of me actually wrestling. I reffed for a couple months before that, but this coming Sunday I think is my 1-year anniversary of actually stripping out of the ref suit and getting my ass whooped.
Which we got to see in December. That's
yeah, they got to see that
coming out of the ref outfit.
Actually, that was October.
Was it October?
It was
The year's
October.
flying
No, that was September. That was all the way back in September.
I don't think it was that far, was it?
Yes, it was.
I don't remember.
Because I was in West Virginia in October.
Okay. Well, so a lot of what you're hearing though is the life of somebody who is an amateur wrestler.
Yeah, I literally go from town to town.
People think of it the way that professional wrestlers do, where it's you're part of a company and you travel together and you go to these events, but that's not what it's like for the vast majority of people who are in this life.
It's long car rides. If you have friends in the company, if you have friends or people that you know that you're cool with and you're able to travel with them, that's the best thing for a wrestler, because driving at night 4 and 5 hours home sucks by yourself. If you've got people in the car, it breaks the monotony, and it is some of the best times of my life so far. I've been in the front seat of my car, sitting there, having conversations about wrestling. The show on the 25th, when I found out that I was going to be a part of it, I was super duper excited. This has been something that I've wanted to do since I became a wrestler, was wrestle pretty much in my hometown. Denton is the closest I'm going to get to my hometown. this this show is going to be really cool. It's going to be. It has Gangrel, which I actually wanted to meet for a while. He, if people remember Edge and Christian, he's the guy that brought Edge and Christian in. He was a vampire character that brought Edge and Christian in back in the late 90s. And he's a very, very, very unique character when it comes to wrestling. And always wanted to wrestle in Maryland, and this is my start to wrestling in Maryland. And next is Virginia, which I hope to wrestle in before the end of the year. And I got to referee in New Jersey the other week, which was on my bucket list, my wrestling bucket list. Well, I reffed. I didn't wrestle. I refereed, which sometimes refereeing and wrestling go hand in hand. As a referee, I'm in the ring more, so I'm actually I have to be in better shape. I have to be in better shape than I would as a wrestler. I'm not saying wrestlers aren't in shape. I'm saying instead of being out there for 10 or 15 minutes, some nights I could be out there for as much as 45 minutes. And there are some places where you're underneath lights, and those lights are so freaking hot.
Yep. I went on stage with Eric once, and I was sweating my ass off, so I know the feeling. I respect everybody that wrestles and everybody that does stuff with wrestling, but it kicks your ass. I've seen refs go out there and ref 2 matches and sweat bullets because they're moving around. They're moving around more than wrestlers are, but it's everybody has their certain job and their certain role. And
so Flash asked about payment. So obviously, are you doing this for free as far as that's concerned?
Am I doing it? The first year, yes. I was doing it for free. The last 1, 2, 3 shows that I've been part of, I've been paid. It's like how much?
Not a lot.
Not a lot, but if I made shirts and paid for the shirts would actually offset some of the payment. Like guys get paid, it depends on where they're working, it depends on how far they're coming to work. Like some guys will get paid if it's, say, 3 hours away, they'll get paid for like a tank of gas and then the going rate that they'll wrestle for, and then they'll make money off shirts or gimmick merchandise. I'm not to that point yet of having merchandise.
What I was going to say, I think it's a lot like being in a small band, where
yeah,
if you can cover your gas to get there and back, and more eyes have seen you, more people have heard them talk about you, that it's a win for you.
It's pretty much everybody, once you've been doing it for a while, you're getting paid.
Right.
And if you do it for free, then sometimes if you do it for free, you're doing it as a sign of good faith to somebody. But you could also make a couple $100 if you're really popular. You could make money off your T-shirts or your merchandise.
What I was going to say, and that's the band part of it, because the band doesn't make money by coming and playing. They make money by impressing the people there and then selling CDs and T-shirts and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So when's merchandise coming? Because if you got girls who are dancing with you, you got to think that they'd want to buy a T-shirt. Is that T-shirt now? In some of the promo pictures you'll find on the Facebook page, again, you'll be able to find that link down in the show notes of the page. You have a shirt that says "Keep laughing, this is your girlfriend's shirt" or something like that.
Don't laugh, this is your girlfriend's.
Don't laugh. Did you find that somewhere else, or is that your shirt?
I bought that from Walmart for like $8.
Okay, so it's not your unique design.
It's not my unique design. I have some ideas for shirts. I just need to get them made.
Okay.
And then have the money to pay for them to be made, because if I don't have, you can't make the shirts and then not pay for them.
You gotta front the money and then get paid back.
Yeah, and then make your money back off of the shirts. That's how that goes.
Right.
I I'm not to that point yet. I have a 9-to-5 job. Wrestling does not pay my bills. If that's going to be another question, it does not pay my bills yet. I didn't expect it to pay my bills when I got into it, and it's I would like it to, but that's a couple years down the road. But the tickets that are I will have tickets for the show, both shows in Denton. There's going to be 2 shows. There's a show in June on the 25th at, I believe it's 7 o'clock.
Yep, and doors open at 7, bell time 7:30.
There you go.
Yep. And there's a show on the 25th, and then the second night of Summerfest, which is August 20th, there will be a show, which I expect every single person that I know on Facebook or that I see the night before. I might even walk through Summerfest in my gimmick until the cops tell me to put clothes on. I'll do it.
So about 2 minutes. Then. Good. Yeah.
Well, I know most of the cops, so I'll just pretty much not run away from them, but I'll be like.
He's gonna oil himself up like the deaf guy.
I'm not gonna oil myself up like the deaf guy. That'll stain my trunks, and I do not want stained trunks. I do not want stained trunks.
All right, so Flash also asked, I know you talked about your first experience, but how did you get into it?
Actually 2 years ago today, I found out that there was going to be an independent wrestling show in Goldsboro, and I went up to it, and I'm trying to remember. This is your girlfriend's Speedo. Nice. I went up and I'm trying to remember who all was on the. Jake the Snake's niece is a wrestler. I forget where Samantha's from, but she wrestles out in the Midwest, and she was the main attraction that night. It was a women's match was the main attraction. There was a 3-way match with a guy from Preston that I know that now wrestles for MCW, and 2 other guys, and they're now their light heavyweight champ and one of their heavyweight champions had a 3-way match, and then the 2016 King of Maryland, Kindred, had a match against Prodigy. Or no, he didn't have a match against him. They had a fatal. They had an 8-man tag. It was everywhere that night, from what I can remember. And I met the promoter that promotes 1CW. I met him that night, and I met the promoter from ACW that night, and started talking. And my original plan was to bring wrestling to Greensboro Fire Department at our carnival.
That would be cool.
It would have been an outside show. That was my original plan. Then, around my birthday in 2014, I got word that there was going to be an open tryout for wrestling. So I said, "What the hell? I'll go do it." And
fell in love with it.
Fell in love with it, and the first 6-7 months I was a ref, and finally I made my debut, and the rest is history. You'll meet a lot of people in wrestling. I just try to keep a positive attitude about everything, and it helps that I'm a face, because I can be super duper positive.
Right. You don't have to.
I don't have to be me. Face is.
Explain for people who might not know the terminology. Yeah.
For people that aren't not into wrestling, face is usually the good guy.
Or babyface.
The babyface is a good guy. Heel is a bad guy. In today's wrestling, sometimes faces get booed and heels get cheered.
DX started that one, I think.
That's for another podcast. That's for a 2-hour podcast about who was what and all that stuff. That's for another podcast. Most of the faces I know get cheered, and the heels will do just about everything to get booed. There's a heel that I know that works in Maryland and Delaware that actually made his opponent's kid cry and saw it firsthand. And his opponent was a babyface. His opponent's kid was ready to punch the heel in the face, which was.
But that's good though.
It's great.
That's what
it's
you're
great.
To do.
It's great. This is like stuff that I would not have expected to see firsthand, though. I mean, you see it on TV. You'll see families be involved. I've never seen it in real life where somebody's actually like a little kid's gone up to punch somebody. That was really cool. And
so you talked a little bit about what it's like to be the amateur, but you've also talked about some names of some relatively known people. So how is it that those two things kind of play into each other? Like you talked about, the guy who's coming down on June 25th to the Denton Firehouse, 7 p.m. bell time 7:30. So make sure you join us down there for that. But there's somebody who you really want to meet who's coming to that show.
Gangrel.
Right. And then you've talked about other wrestlers that you've seen. And when we were there in October, there was from the Dudley Boys.
Nasty Boys.
Nasty Boys. That's who I meant. But what's his name?
Brian Hobbs.
There you go. He was there as well. So, I mean, how is it that plays in with what we're doing amateurs?
Once guys' contracts are up with the WWE or TNA or Ring of Honor, I take that back. Guys that wrestle in the WWE, once their contract's up, they can go wrestle wherever they want, pretty much. Independent companies will go out there and as seen on WWE, you'll get a guy that's fresh off of TV, and that'll draw an extra 100, 200 fans that want to see a guy fresh off of TV, along with the local guys. The local guys are trying to get to the point where they're wrestling on national TV. These guys did that. They were independent wrestlers 20 years ago, and this is like, sometimes it's not a vacation for them, but sometimes it's I've heard some of the guys say it's refreshing to see younger guys still trying to go out and put on the best show that they can. Some guys, they're able to do it, like Ring of Honor, TNA, Lucha Underground. Those guys are able to wrestle with their contract pretty much states that they can wrestle with but like they can't use their like
name, their
trademark
name.
Their trademark name.
Yeah.
Especially with Lucha Underground. They can't use their trademark name, but they can wrestle to make money elsewhere. TNA, they let their guys go wrestle wherever with their trademark name because
a lot of the people there own their names too. So.
Yeah. And then Ring of Honor is the same way. Ring of Honor is a super independent. It's what they originally wanted to be a super indie, which was have all these independent promotions like put their top guy against another opponent, another promotion's top guy, and then it became its own promotion where they've trained people themselves, and then they have people all over the United States that wrestle for them.
Now, and some of those guys, though, stay on a little longer than they should. Because Brian was not in the top shape.
That's been his shape throughout the entire lifespan of him.
He said it, not me, so...
I'm saying it. So, yeah,
he's also up there in age, too. You're not going to... Guys that are up there in age, I mean, sometimes it's refreshing to see that they can still wrestle.
I mean,
right.
Tony Atlas could still wrestle at I don't even know how old Tony is now, but he could still wrestle at his age. Tommy Dreamer can still wrestle at his age. Tommy Dreamer can still put on a hell of a match, and he's in his mid to late 40s.
I bet you Ric Flair would still jump in that ring if Vince McMahon would let him.
No, he does. Didn't he wrestle like on Raw this week?
He had a mic, I think, didn't he?
I didn't see Raw. I was in the EMT class, which also I'm an EMT and a firefighter, which helps out sometimes when you're a ref. What you can tell legit somebody is actually hurt, and you can actually help provide first aid. And
when it happens.
When it happens.
Well, so another question: what's your training regimen like?
We're
not going to talk about that.
You don't train?
I trained for a year and I go into seminars on and off.
He's about to start doing DDP yoga.
And he took the words out of my mouth.
Which I'm about to get
Once
back
he gets
into.
the DVDs that I bought him, actually I bought him CDs.
You bought me CDs.
I bought him the wrong thing. So it's my fault, but he has DDP yoga and I'm just going to start doing that because I'm fat and I'm out. Evidently, I got told today online that my gimmick is that I'm a fat, out of shape guy. That's my gimmick. Which it's true to a point, but they forgot the part where I strip and steal your girlfriend or your wife or your daughter.
You've thinned down a lot since.
I've thinned down 60 pounds. So if I'm fat and out of shape, then you must be heavy. So if you're gonna call me fat and out of shape, but not these
guys. A lot
guys.
of people don't realize how much it takes to run around that ring.
Yeah.
And a lot of people when they talk about it being...
Before I perform, I change my underwear. I could go there. I have an extra set of underwear, and I always change it. And I have a pair of pink and green socks. They're women's socks. They were the only ones that matched my. No. It's funny, but they were the only ones. I bought them from Walmart. I'm a cheap ass thrift shopper. Well, not really, but I bought them from Walmart because they matched. I didn't have trunks at the very beginning, but I had a shirt, t-shirt and shorts. That t-shirt and shorts were neon green and neon pink, so I figured neon green, neon pink socks. Wear those socks when I wrestle. And I have to put a freshly clean, like washed it the night before, or go out and buy new underwear that day.
Why? Paranoia that the trunks are gonna get ripped off.
Paranoia that that I'm going to forget my underwear because there are nights where
something
these
happens.
are your girlfriend's socks.
Something happens and you're like, oh shit, did I put on the underwear underneath those?
No, well, I thought I put on my trunks wrong. I had that's another story that I'll say in a sec. No, since I've lost so much weight, my trunks are actually loose. I have to wear underwear that fits under the trunks, otherwise it looks like garbage. It looks stupid to wear underwear that's bigger than your trunks.
So you're wearing like a pink banana hammock? Is that what you're doing?
No, like
you have like a man thong underneath there?
No,
like a pink man thong?
No, I do not wear a pink man thong. Now, the story I was going to say, last July was an outside show, and I had a joke played on me by the guys, and they told me the night before that I wasn't going to have a match. I've been preparing for this match for a couple of weeks, or at least a week and a half. So I get there that day, I'm speeding there, I go and talk to the promoter about my match, and he says, of course you have a match. So I look to the guys, and they start laughing at me, and they're like, they were saying what they were going to do in the match, and I'm sitting there like, what am I going to do? And they're like, you're going to get dressed because you're in the match too, you idiot. You really believed us? And I'm sitting there like almost crying because I really thought that I was not going to have a match. But in my hastiness, I put on my trunks, and I thought I put them on inside out and the wrong way. So as I'm standing there on the outside of the ring, I hit my partner and I go, look at my butt. My trunk's on the right way. And I turn around and he looks at me and goes, shut the fuck up. You can bleep that out if you want to, but he just he looks at me and goes, dude, shut up. And I'm like, no, seriously, are they fine? So when I got hit and I went out and I got knocked out of the ring, I fell down on the asphalt and I asked the photographer, are my trunks on right? And when I was on the asphalt, he comes over to me and tells me, get the fuck up, you dumbass. And I should have listened to him. I burnt my ass cheek pretty bad that day. And it was like right where my ass and my trunks meet. And it hurt. It was like, it was sunburn. It was not sunburn. It was asphalt burn. And yeah, that sucked that day. It was fun, but then I'm sitting there and I had to go to work with burnt ass cheek that night, and having to explain that to the nurse at work I still get made fun of for it, but.
Well, so again, we are talking about we're talking with Russ. Hang on. We're talking with Russ about ACW and the Underground Wrestling group. Keeping in mind that there is an event here in Denton on June 25th. Doors are at 7. Bell's at 7:30. You can make sure you get your tickets directly from Russ.
Me, contact me on Facebook or through my phone, 443-786-3706.
He's going to get some weird calls.
I'm going to get some really weird calls, and if you send me pictures, I'll post them on the internet, you freaks.
So,
you sick freaks.
As always, we're providing you this wonderful, wonderful free entertainment. For people who may have checked in with me today, you understand that income not coming in so much anymore. So a great way that you can help support this podcast and providing such great entertainment for you free of charge is to go to the Patreon page, patreon.com/OTheAnthem. Patreon.com/OTheAnthem. It's a great way to support the network. For as little as $1 a month, you can step in, become a supporter, and you get access to the entire Patreon feed. You get access to early access to the emails, to the videos, heretics, all that kind of stuff that we have coming up. So you want to make sure that you join us there. If you don't feel like you can be a supporter, another great thing you do is just like and subscribe and share to all of your friends, because word of mouth is the greatest way for us to share the podcast. So when you see the new episode pop up, make sure you're hitting like, make sure you're sharing to your list, whether it's on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook. Also, you want to make sure that you go every single week and go to the post that's on DirtyShowUnderground.com, click through the Amazon link. Click through the Amazon link that's on DirtyShowUnderground.com. It's another great way to help the podcast because, yes, Flash, we are looking at podcasts 5 days a week. And obviously podcasting 5 days a week can get expensive, so help us out through the Patreon feed. Click through the link at DirtyShowUnderground.com through Amazon. Shop us like you normally do, but as a thank you for sending you there, Amazon gives us a little something. So it's a great way to help out the podcast.
I have never seen somebody screw you up like that without just directly cutting you off like I...
It's just as good, though, because I can hear him while he's doing it. So.
And people are missing it that don't watch the actual live show.
Got to make sure you go watch the live show at youtube.com/c/DirtyShowUG-OTA available every week. So, question was, what is your worst injury?
I had a burst eardrum from a match in August.
Had all that goddamn time to think about the question, and instead of thinking about the answer and coming up with it, you gotta make noises in my ear.
Yeah.
God damn it. Alright, anyway, so you had burst eardrum.
Burst eardrum. In training, I landed on my head trying to do a move.
Now listen, folks, that's not what caused this damage. He's been like this before, so don't worry about that.
And going out of the ring, not wrong, but the ring was higher than I thought it would be. See, there's different styles of rings. There's different heights of rings. The ring that I had trained in for a year was a certain height. The ring that I was in this one night was about 6 inches higher. When I went out of the ring, I thought I was on the ground.
The tuck and roll didn't work so well, did it?
And the tuck and roll didn't work. And I went tuck, oh shit, boom, and spiked my heel and hit my forearm against it. against the side of the ring. Didn't hurt. I mean, it hurt afterwards. At the time, I didn't feel a damn thing. Adrenaline, it just goes to the roof. You don't feel a thing. But the worst one was probably the burst eardrum, because I didn't know it was burst until 2 weeks later and had to go to the hospital for it.
Yikes.
Yeah. Well, it got so bad that I couldn't sleep, and I pretty much just asked when they checked it and all that stuff. So.
Which is a good time to point out that while the storylines may be fake and the outcomes may be fake,
predetermined. Do not use the word fake.
Okay, predetermined.
Yeah.
Predetermined.
It's a play being acted out in front of you for entertainment
We are
purposes.
the last vestige of physical acting.
Right.
The athleticism is real.
Yes. The
The injuries are real a lot of the times.
95% of the time, the injuries are real. That it is very. It's not. It's frowned upon to use. I'm not saying it's frowned upon, but now that there are so many what we call smart fans, smart marks, people on the internet that have no time just to sit there and go, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. So, yeah, smart fans can pick stuff out. Like the injury the other day to Enzo Amore. That was a legit injury. He knocked himself the fuck out. The injuries are real. When they say don't try it at home, it's
don't try it
at home.
Well, you see, to me, it's never been about the story. I mean, yeah, the stories are fun, especially back in the day we had Stone Cold, The Rock, and whatnot. But
the stories can make or break a character, though.
They can.
If anybody paying attention to anybody watching the podcast is a fan of the WWE, they just let go of 8 people on Friday. They let go of a certain amount of people every year that aren't doing well.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody that they let go of this year was sidekicks. They were sidekicks of people that just did. They weren't drawing. They weren't selling merchandise. They weren't as popular as they were. Well, there's one guy that got himself so popular for being a stunt double for a guy. The guy's legit character was a stunt double for another wrestler. He got more popular than the wrestler did. That wrestler's still in the company. He's now out in the Indies. Which makes no sense because this guy was...
Don't stop reading. Finish your story.
Finish your story.
Don't stop to read the question.
Oh, sorry. But it's sad when you got people that do really good with their character and then get let go because the upper management sees them as a one-trick pony. Now, I'm not saying that he wasn't a one-trick pony. The guy worked there for 10 years under multiple different characters, which to me tells that he was a team player, and that's another thing that will get you really far in the wrestling business is doing what's asked of you within reason, and not having an attitude about it.
All right, so I'm looking through the ACW Facebook page. Are you going to be participating in Hagerstown on the event that's coming up?
No, actually, the Hagerstown event is at the Elks Lodge, I believe.
Yes, yeah.
It's at the Elks Lodge in Hagerstown. I will actually be wrestling in Nashville
on that weekend.
Yeah. Which is the main event. I believe that one is, I want to say it's Shane Strickland and Sabu. That's one of the matches that's advertised.
Yeah, Sabu's gonna be there.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
That's one of the main matches that's advertised. Another one is a local guy.
Shane Strickland versus Sabu.
And
we have Gangrel versus Gangrel.
I don't know.
And
Brown Sugar, the local guy from, he actually lives in Hagerstown. His name is Brown Sugar Jones. He's facing his former best friend, Louis G. Rich. Happened to watch the video the other night of Louis just coming up and beating the shit out of him from behind, which is not really cool. But
Triple threat match with Vic Ramon, Diaz, and AC Wolf.
But I will actually be in Tennessee that night, and then Gangrel and Kindred versus two of the original members of the CZW team called Blackout. People know Blackout from the viral video of the entire team getting beaten up by the pimp called Human Tornado from CZW like 10 years ago. It's one of the most replayed videos on the wrestling videos on the internet now.
All right, now I have two questions. One, who's the chick that's with Kindred?
That is his valet.
Yeah, who's his
and
valet?
she is an evil, evil, evil woman.
Is that the same? Do I remember her? Is she the same girl from the 1CW show? Because there was a hot black chick who was there too.
Yes.
Same girl?
Yes. And yeah.
And who is this young lady here?
That is
Brittany Blake.
Brittany Blake. She wrestles everywhere. She is she's a very cool girl. I actually happened to meet her at a CZW show, and she kicks the shit out of boys for a living in CZW, which is really cool.
I dig everything about her already. But so you're missing.
One of my thoughts on China's death.
Yeah.
It's sad. She was a very good wrestler. When she wrestled, her personal demons got the best of her, and a lot of people had issues with the WWE not wanting her to be anywhere near the WWE for years, and then once she dies like that, changing their mind about it.
How many people watched her horns?
I did not. There are things I want to see and things I don't. China having sex is something I don't want to see.
Eddie, do you think anybody beat off to it after she died and felt bad while doing it?
You're disgusting. I'm not even going to answer that.
Well, wait, do you know what that means?
He was one of them.
That means that he beat off after she died, and he felt weird about it, and he wants you to say that you did too.
Actually, I've never watched it.
What?
I'm probably one of the only people that has never watched it. I have no reason to watch it. When she did that, that was at a time. That was at a time where it sex sold the WWE with women, and it was okay for girls to go pose in Playboy, but it wasn't okay for Christy Hemme, Tori Wilson, Sable. I'm trying to think if that was the girls that only heard about. It's sex sold, and she went out and did it on her own, and they had an issue with it.
I've seen the X-Pac one. This is when Livewire and Bearshare were still workable.
I think if she had gotten in control of her personal demons, I think she would have. I think she would still be alive right now.
Well, she was making the tour on doing some local shows as well, I think, right?
Yes, she was. She was in Maryland last year. No, this year. Last year, when you see a local show and you see somebody that's up there in age, go to that show. Go support that person. That might be the last time you ever see that person. I had a chance last year of going to a show where Rowdy Piper was going to be on. It happened to be his last show. It was in Maryland. It was 2 weeks before my birthday. I had the chance to go see him. I didn't. He died on my birthday. I had the chance to go see China this year.
Yeah.
She died. It goes. If you have a childhood favorite wrestler, go. Take your kids. Take your wife. Take your girlfriend. Take your boyfriend. Take your
kids.
I already said kids. Your life partner. Whoever you want to take. Take your parents. That's another thing. Take your parents, because as many people people sort of laugh that, oh, you're a professional wrestler. No, I'm living out something that I wanted to do as a kid that I actually took the gumption and went and did. There's a lot of people that I know that still watch wrestling, but they don't know that there's good indie wrestling that's local.
I was trying to get to that point a little bit earlier. A lot of people, while it's predetermined, they don't realize watching it on TV and actually being at a show is completely different.
Watching it on TV is completely different than watching it.
And that was one of the points we made during the last podcast with you, because Rob ended up having a lot of fun at the wrestling show. He was cheering and everything else.
Weren't you also drunk?
No. I was buzzed.
He was.
I was not.
I was buzzed.
I knew one of the guys was drunk. I got drunk that night because
you won the title.
Yeah. But go support indie wrestling.
And if you want to see it locally right here in Denton, you can go June 25th at the Firehouse. Doors open at 7, bells at 7:30. Make sure you get your tickets directly from Russ. Again, links will be available in the show notes section down below. So a couple other questions. So you won't be in Hagerstown because you'll be in Nashville. Other than the show in June 25th, where will people be able to find you locally?
August 20th, I'll be in Denton again.
Right, so big promotion coming up. We don't have a lot of the details yet. We don't have the doors and tickets or anything.
July 9th, I'll be in Dover.
Which, again, for people who don't know, is in the local area. I'm sure if you're on the mid-shore,
Dover, Delaware. June 11th, I have to check my calendar. That's,
No, Flash, you can't vape during the match, unfortunately.
So
no, but actually, I have. Now that there are characters that actually like, I've seen hipster characters. There's more than likely a character out there that his gimmick is to blow vape smoke at somebody. It's got to be out there because it's 2016, and if you don't use what's popular at the time, then.
Well, you know, I got some extra mods sitting around.
Do you want to change your look?
Unless you could make pink smoke, I don't want to hear it.
You could probably do it, but then it would be dangerous.
Well, why would it be dangerous?
Because you got to add chemicals to it to change the color of it.
I'm trying to think locally. July 9th, I will be in either Milford or Dover. I'm not 100% sure which one. And August 13th, I will be in Milford or Dover. And then August 27th, I'll be in Berkeley Springs, West Virginia. September 24th, I'll be in Berkeley Springs.
We should try to get Corey down here for one.
No.
No?
Good luck. Good luck on that. It's not his forte, so.
Well, it wasn't yours either, but you had fun.
Yeah.
But I have 2 more shows in Pittsburgh, 3 shows in Nashville, a show in York that I'm going to, a show out in the middle of nowhere in Pennsylvania. Like, I don't even know where this show is. I think it's near Allentown, but I also think it's near like Williamsport. It's somewhere up 83 and over in the mountains.
Good old Allentown.
And then, of course, here in Denton, also in Dover, Milford area.
Dover, Milford area.
Yeah. And
any of my matches I will be putting online.
So make sure you post that.
Well, we're also going to live stream. Now that you can live stream on Facebook, we're going to live stream Facebook.
I don't say no to new experiences. Yes, wow. Generally speaking, that's true.
The conversation we had
before. Anyway. So
that was definitely a new experience.
So make sure in the show notes you'll be able to find the links to the Entertainer page. Make sure you check that out. Like the page so you get all the newest updates there. If you want to come experience it with us, we will be at the show in Denton, June 25th. Doors at 7, bell at 7:30. So make sure you come out and join us there. Apparently we're sitting front row, so that's
which means they won't find me at the vape shop that night.
So you can't find Kenny at the vape shop that night. And the vape shop, of course, we're talking about is Oasis Vapor on North 6th Street in Denton. As you can see, Kenny and I have been vaping during the podcast. Whether you're just trying to quit smoking, whether you're getting into the lifestyle, whether you're a professional vapor, you can find anything that you need at Oasis Vapor. The newest mods, whether it's a mech mod or a box mod, all the house juices and other kinds of juices. In fact, Charlie's Chalk Dust, which is not one of the things we're talking about, but ended up as one of the hashtags in this episode.
He wanted to get hit with a chair, and I wasn't going to hit him.
Not going to hit him with a chair.
And evidently he's drinking...
Stepping on the program. So, whether or not whatever you're looking for, whether it's the the equipment or the juices, all of that is available at Oasis Vapor, North 6th Street in Denton. Take the exit for 616 and 313. It's in the big red building located between the Burger King and the McDonald's. So make sure you come in there during the week when Nate's working, say hi to Nate. And on the weekend, say hi to Kenny. Make sure you let him know you heard about it on the podcast. Oasis Vapor has always been a big supporter of the podcast, so we want to make sure you head out there. It's one of 25 places in the country that you can get the Rogue Mech Mod, which Kenny has one of those right there. So people are traveling from all over to come down to Oasis Vapor. Make sure you're one of them. Oasis Vapor, 6th Street in Denton. And make sure you check out the link to the Facebook page also in the show notes. So.
And we got a brand new display case. That's why I told you to stop in if you got time. Because the whole store looks different now. We got a whole new display case.
Nice.
We got it filled with shit, so we ordered a whole bunch of shit today.
Great. So, I mean, it's a perfect time to come by, catch the new look for the shop, so make sure you join us there at Oasis Vapor.
By the end of the week, we'll have new starters on sub-ohms at $30.
There you go. It's a special deal just for our listeners. Come in and mention the Dirty Shore Underground or the Anthem, and you get a special deal. 30% off, so we said 30%?
No, we got one coming in. We're going to be selling for $30.
$30, that's what
it's sub-ohm, so you get the more satisfaction out of the nicotine and everything.
Fantastic.
Just like, I mean, you started on a pen, and that's probably doing more for you now than the pens did.
Much better. Much better. But, again, so, come out and support local. We are big fans of everything local, whether it's local music or local movies. We are a big fan of the local wrestling scene as well. So come out and support ACW at their show June 25th at the Denton Firehouse. Doors at 7, bell at 7:30. We'll be there sitting in the front row. Hopefully can we get seats with our names on them? Can you do that?
Yeah.
Can you pull some strings?
I can.
He's going to pull a couple strings.
Get a little VIP section going.
I can make sure the seats that you guys get we'll have your name. We'll have your guys' name on it.
It's media, and we're going to live stream during.
Yeah. Just
to help
media.
push promo.
Yeah, say it's media and put Mr. Cheek on it. That's what I'd like.
Mr. Cheek.
Yes.
And what would you like to be called?
I'm a fucking professional.
Mr. Diddy.
Trademark. So make sure you join us on June 25th. And are you defending the belt on the 25th?
No, I will not.
Oh no! What? What?
Different promotion.
It's a different promotion in a different state. My belt, I pretty much have defended in Delaware. Maryland.
And it's the 1CW Indie Roundup Heavyweight Champion.
Yes. Championship. He got it right on the first time. Good for Rob.
I know you all saw that. Enjoy it.
Can we pull something where you interact with Rob and maybe he gets somebody?
No, absolutely not.
No,
I want
in
nothing
Maryland,
to do with that.
Very frowned upon.
Yes.
I'm not saying interact with the fans. If it's actually very frowned upon in indie wrestling now to use the fans as props because
liability is super high.
Yes.
There's a lawyer coming out.
I'll sign a waiver.
No, you can't waive that liability. It's inherent in the purchase of a ticket and going to see a performance.
You get stories I've heard from guys who've been wrestling in Maryland for years. They had an issue where people jumped the guardrail up in Baltimore, and the guys that caused the incident were suspended indefinitely.
Right.
Wow.
Even though they didn't lay a hand on the people.
Yeah. The fact that they were the ones who
the fact that they were the ones that caused it.
Yeah.
They caused the people to jump the guardrail. The athletic commission goes. Yeah.
So, make sure you join us out here for the show. Make sure you get your tickets from us. All that stuff is available in the show notes below. Make sure you check out new episodes of this podcast every Thursday. Bonus episodes every Monday or Tuesday. We'll be back again on Sunday for episode 6 of Fear the Walking Dead.
7.
No, I checked it. That was episode 5. This is coming
out.
out.
So you lied to me.
I did. So we have 2 or 3 more episodes left, 6, 7, and 8. 3 more episodes of Fear the Walking Dead. Make sure you join us on Sunday for our review of Fear the Walking Dead. We'll be back next week with another full episode on Thursday. DirtyShoreUnderground.com. Again, click through the Amazon link there. Go to the Patreon page, patreon.com/OTheAnthem. Make sure you're following at Dirty Shore UG on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. We'll send out links to the live stream. We live stream this and every episode at youtube.com/C/Dirty Shore UG-OTA. You can find me on all your social networks at Robert N. Cheek. Make sure you check out robertncheek.com for more information about me, my news website, the political blog. Sign up for my mailing list on there, and you can find links to my books, which are available on Amazon. By the way, The Cause is halfway done through the rewrite, so I'll be probably done by the end of next week on the full rewrite. So
good.
Looking at the debut for late summer, so make sure you sign up for the mailing list there to make sure you get all that newest information. But we will be back again live on Sunday. Make sure you join us again after Fear the Walking Dead on Sunday. Until then, have a great week, everybody. Russ, thank you for joining us.
You're welcome.
Good night, everybody.